Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing the Transformers Energon Megatron. And here he is in his packaging, which is quite beat up, but considering that it's, really old, never been opened, and, has been through luggage, not surprising that it's a bit beat up. Picked this up at TC Rockets in San Diego, California. They're a really good place. Just a shout out for them because they've actually been quite helpful to me in the past with collecting figures and all that since I've been to San Diego. Anywho, this is the leader class Megatron. I don't know if they made a smaller version or not. This is the only one that they released for Transformers Energon. But he is pretty big, and of course, part of one of the most hated franchises of the show, or one of the most hated shows of all time. Anyway, the quest for Energon, a rare, potent substance that the Autobot and Decepticon warriors have battled for eons, continues on Earth. Decepticon forces have struck a deal with Unicron in exchange for new powers and forms. They will supply enough Energon to fully reactivate him. Now legions of hyper-powered Decepticons speed towards Earth, intent on controlling its Energon resources at any cost. Only an elite team of Autobots empowered with the spark of combination can save the planet from total destruction. And here he is on the back. I don't know why the English is in the middle. Kind of weird choice. Push button to fire missile and trigger lights and blasting sound. Aim forward the forward Energon cannons for air-to-air or air-to-ground combat. Attach up to 6 Minicon figures to increase Megatron's power. Tank attaches to Megatron's back or arm as cannon and sword. Pull to reveal hidden hyper-power Energon weapon amplifiers. Press in Energon Sword for light and slashing sound. Skill level 4. So I don't know how difficult I expect him to be because definition of difficulty has changed over the years. And I guess I can cut to him being out in a bit. Alrighty, so here we have him out of his box and everything all situated. But before we get to him, quick look at his character card. He actually gave me the character collector card that I really, really like. As you can see, he does look very reminiscent of Galvatron. Lots of Energon weaponry. On the back, he's just 10 on everything. Yeah, he's, I guess, OP. Maybe sort of like Cybertron, Megatron, sort of. Yeah, pretty much. It seems like after Armada, they just got OP. And then here's a little comic book. Volume 1. Hot Shot again, Decepticons, Terracons, all that stuff. Yep, just same old. Oh, and yes, here's Megatron, but when I first saw it, I was like, oh, hey, there's Galvatron. Like, wait, no, that's Megatron. And then on the other side, product catalog, Robots in Disguise, and there's Transformers Alternates. I guess they decided to advertise that too, something that I wouldn't mind trying out eventually. There's Inferno, Depth Charge, some other characters that don't really, Transformers Universe. So, yeah, they advertise some other things. And then there's Skyblast, Strong Bow Ravage, Starscream, Energon Saber Minicon Team, or the Star Saber, just Energon version. That is the sonar that I had a while back. Let's see. And then there's Inferno, Hotshot, their combinations, Ironhide, Jetfire, and then they can also mix Scorponok. He's really cool. Had him at one point. Unicron, never had that version. Optimus Prime, he's going to be in a future review once I get around to it. And then Tidal Wave, really want the Armada version. And then there's something else. Lego kits that I actually transform without parts forming. They look pretty bad, but I mean, I guess for the time it was probably really good. Anyway, that's pretty much about it for this, and let's get on to Megatron himself. Well, he does come with a little tank, pretty much just meant to be a weapon. Not sure why they included it, don't know if it's in the show, haven't really watched enough of the show, and I don't really care to watch the show, will at some point, but I've heard that's a real pain. Oh, come on, why isn't it? And I just put batteries in this thing. Huh, that's weird. That's very weird. Wait. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. That's what it does when you shoot this. There we are. Kind of obnoxious. And then that it's not surprising that the electronics are in here. It's a good thing that it didn't come with batteries, because it probably would have been completely destroyed and might not even be able to use electronics. As you can see, everything's just mold in place. Can't really do anything. There is a little target reticle that can come up, but that's about it. And that's about it for the tank. There is another thing, but I'll show you that in robot mode. Another thing for his vehicle mode, the tank can go on him. There is 4 little pegs on here. Getting them to line up can be a little tricky, but you just line them up and press them on, and there you have a tank on top of a jet. The only acceptable thing, in my opinion, where there's a tank and a jet is Overlord from Transformers Super God Master Force, and it's the other way around. Jet carrying the tank, but then again, the tank's really small, so I guess it doesn't make too much nonsense to have it up there. And pop that off, and of course, obviously, you can put mini-cons on here. So they said there are 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then another thing you can do, I guess, maybe make him almost like an X-Wing fighter. Just flip these up, and then he has guns here. And I guess guns back here are just super long guns that kind of extend midway. And then, of course, guns right here. And they're all Energon powered, it would seem. And, of course, these shoulder cannon / guns right here. And he does have landing gear, and he does roll around. He is really big. Had to move my camera back ever so slightly, but to transform, you just, of course, want to put his landing gear. And he also has visible head syndrome in the package. His head was like this, like really bad visible head syndrome. But based on the instructions and all that, it's supposed to be like this, so I guess it's not as bad. But, I mean, I guess Energon Megatron might have started the trend with visible head syndrome in his vehicle mode. And as you can see, the wings don't necessarily want to stay in place, but you just want to pop them up like so. And then you want to rotate that around. And then pretty much it's a lot of it's kind of like auto transformation. It's really cool. You flip that, you push the shin down, flips out his feet, pull down his legs like that. His hands are spring loaded. They come out on their own. Let's tilt that up. Pull his arms out. Pretty much got him transformed mostly. And let's, okay, come on. Why didn't you go down? Okay, there we are. And then flip this back. Just the nose of the jet. Folds back here. And then situate the wings however you see fit. And then the last step, of course, is to flip his head down and flip his horns up for his crown. And here we have Megatron in his robot mode. And he is pretty imposing. Like I said, he is really big. Let's take a look. Let's get a good look at the details. Let's tilt that up just ever so slightly. Let's take a look at that noggin of his. It is gray plastic with blue paint, horns obviously, and then a metallic light blue for his face, orange for his eyes. And if you look at his face really closely, he just looks like a tired old grumpy man rather than a recently revived leader of the Decepticons that's going to lead them to victory and revive Unicron and possess his disembodied body. Not his head. Possess the body of the headless Unicron. Anyway, I know the gist of the Energon storyline. I just haven't actually decided to sit down and watch it. Okay, so as far as his weapons, I guess I could show his I can show off his articulation first. May as well do that. Shoulders can, of course, do a full 360 if it wasn't for these shoulder cannons, but it's on tight ratchets. Nice ratchety goodness. Arms can go out that far. Nice ratchets. Nice ratchets on the elbows. They can go up almost 90 degrees. Back, a decent amount too. His hands do not rotate, but they are spring loaded. And then he does not have any hip rotation. But of course he can do the full splits. Legs forward that far. Back only that far, but that's because of his backpack. And about 90 degrees bend at the knee. And of course he has no ankle tiltage, and that's just spring-loaded feet. So pretty much nothing there, but his feet are so ginormous that it provides a lot of stability for him. Now for his features, obviously they would expect you to put those Energon stars on here, but you just rotate these down, giving him shoulder cannons. Looks pretty cool. Or you can just have them up like this. And then for the gimmick thing, you can plug this in like so. And it makes that obnoxious noise. And then you pull it out, and his Energon sword is attached. You can also plug on the tank, clip on the tank onto his arm with the gun facing forward without the sword. You don't have to pull the sword out. And then you can have it clipped on either way with the sword facing out or the gun facing out. And you just clip it over these spots right here. It's very conspicuous where you're supposed to clip it on. And then, whoops, and then he can slash at his nemesis, Optimus Prime. And then every time you slash, it kind of does that. Not every time, but most of the time. So that's pretty much it for Transformers Energon Megatron. Energon Megatron. That kind of rhymes. But I do want to bring someone over just to make a quick comparison. Alrighty, got him here. He's much smaller, but the similarities between these guys is very, well, obvious. Like, let's see, let's crank that down just a little bit because once we get above the head, it's not, the similarities kind of end. But look at the kneecaps. The kneecaps, very similar style. Big, bulky lower legs, big, bulky lower legs. Even the feet, although the feet are smaller on him, but look at the feet. They're very, very similar. Granted, he doesn't have a fusion cannon on the side of his arm, but he does. But you can make it to where it's a giant tank gun. You can make it where that's on the side. And then if you look at the chest, same gray, well, white, but pretty much similar coloration. The abs, his are blue, his are silver, or chrome, I should say. And forearms, different colors, obviously. But the main similarity, besides the obvious other parts of him, is the face. The face. Look at the face. Very, very similar. Almost identical. Look. Same brooding face. I mean, his looks a little more angular. But the shape of the head, same bullet head. Crown's a little bit bigger on Energon Megatron. But they may as well have just gone all the way and just called him, look, this is Megatron. This is no longer Megatron. This is Galvatron, because he was brought back by Alpha Quintesson inside of Unicron. So it would make sense that, that they would call him Galvatron rather than Unicron. I mean, look, they obviously designed him to look like Galvatron, so I think it's just silly that they decided to call him Megatron. Anyway, that's about it for Transformers Energon Megatron. And if you like this review and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. Until next time, have a good one, everyone.